We have Mr. Rajesh Mirjankar of Kiya.ai. And Mr. Rajesh, first of all, I'd like to ask, what is Kiya.ai's stance on lending and payments in today's scenario?
Yeah. So the whole vision of Kiya.ai and the reason to rebrand it as Kiya.ai was the fact that we are looking at AI as the base for managing operations effectively. That starts with the data revolution with what we call as Project Bank Brain, being able to have more intelligence derived from the data that is created at banks.
Yeah.
And then looking at the whole aspect of the omni-channel interaction, but in effect taking it to area of multi-experience and extended reality, and being able to provide what we say is a seamless move from what you have as a offline transaction in a rural area, taking it to a kiosk in the rural area, then to mobile devices, desktops, and eventually then transcending to what the new generation is looking forward to, which is the WebGL interfaces and then the metaverse.
Okay, so speaking of which, what is the role of AI in Web 3.0 in digital payment?
I think without AI, Web 3.0 will be difficult because you've got to have the pace of decision making. When we say payment, there is a reason for the payment being done, and for aspect of covering just a simple payment, you still need to have the fraud management bits, so where you require artificial intelligence. And if the payment was then assisted into a lending instrument like BNPL, you still need artificial intelligence to take a quick decision from the time of entering the fields in that data to now saying I'm going to approve this BNPL transaction as a lending part by the click of a button.
Right.
So that's where we think that you need artificial intelligence to drive what you have as decisions on Web 3.0.
Okay.
Importantly, if you look at Web 3.0, it has to do a lot with the customer experience and the extended reality bit, and we would need some sort of an interaction mechanism, which in this case would be an avatar. And for the avatar to sort of interact with the consumer or the user, you still need artificial intelligence to run that.
Definitely. So, what is the future of digital solutions like AI, metaverse, other kind of products in India?
I think India has a very strong backbone, so to say, a payment backbone with the whole aspect of UPI and what NPCI has then strongly delivered as a payment ecosystem. We also then have the whole social ecosystem that is driven by the whole concept of Aadhaar coming in, and the utility of Aadhaar to drive direct benefits and then aid payments and KYC. So taking that further to the next level, you look at India announcing that we would have the CBDC for India by 2023.
Definitely.
And the utility of a CBDC in true effect is going to be in the aspect of by itself CBDC being a fungible token, and then using non-fungible tokens as what you call as digital assets being then traded, either for reasons of merging that to the real world or for being able to generally have digital assets per se, in which case you then have the aspect of metaverse then making it more real, more interactive to be able to conduct it.
Okay, and how are you helping BSFI reach sustainability goals? Because that is also one of the aspects of Kiya.ai.
Absolutely. When we look at reach, the reach need not necessarily just mean reach in the rural areas, because there, like I said, the government has already put in a lot of effort through Reserve Bank of India, NPCI putting in the aspect of, if you look at products like the UPI Lite being offline, the e-rupee with being a voucher-based voucher available to be encashed. There is the direct benefit transfers that happen through the Aadhaar-based Jan-Dhan accounts.
Definitely.
So that's already there in the ecosystem. When you say reach, you want to now take the experience also to that
next
aspect.
Yeah.
And that is where we feel that the drive in the budgets for digital banking units will now drive the appetite for rural areas to say, let us be part of the digital revolution in true sense.
Right.
So the ability to run these on feature phones and low memory smartphones is something that we have really looked at for extending reach. But beyond that, I would also say the other reach is to look at the generation next.
Yes.
And say, what do you do to the appetite that is growing there, and for the ones who are attracted to a crypto, of how to service them with the CBDC, and being able to provide the aspect of having the same concepts of fungible tokens, non-fungible tokens being traded using CBDC, and to have faster transactions and effective decision management. At the end of the day, CBDC is going to obviously bring the aspect that it is going to reduce fraud in payments by a huge margin, and the ability to sort of conduct link analysis if necessary for any aspect of investigation. So I think that is the reason that I would say when we say reach, it is to make sure that all stakeholders are reached out to.
Definitely. We have some rapid fire questions. Few of them will be like, my first question will be like, when will I be able to pay at my nearest coffee shop with, the crypto tokens?
I think that's one for crypto token. If I were to say from an India legal perspective, 2024
Definitely.
is my guess.
Yeah. Okay. And are you BNPL? It's like a revolution, or do you think it's just a passing trend?
I think BNPL is a revolution. It's the beginning of what we see as new things to happen coming forth. Especially when we get into the CBDC world, you will find more options of BNPL in the offline world, and it's something that you will be there for a long time.
Thank you, Mr. Rajesh, for interacting with us.